Would you like to know how to decide when you're just not sure what you should do? Hi, I'm Erin Werley and I channel God. So, decisions are huge for us as humans. There are so many every single day that we make. Did you know even deciding to brush your teeth in the morning after you wake up? That's a decision. It's just thank goodness most of us have that habit created to where the decision is automated and we don't actually have to consciously think about it. We just wake up and decide to do what we always do. And so it's great that we have some habits created for ourselves. But how about when we have a decision to make and we literally don't know how to make it because we simply don't have the life experience to tell us what if it's going to work out or not. So an example that I use in my Quantum Money Business Blueprint course is actually from Shark Tank. A product on Shark Tank was literally to fix a hole in a screen on a screen door. And it was like just a little piece of a screen that you literally just use like a heat gun or a blow dryer to blow dry it on. And then it sticks to the screen and your screen door it's good. It's good to go. It's no longer has holes, no more bugs coming in and out of your house, right? It's such a simple product, but it saves someone from making a lot of decisions because there's some people that notice a hole in their screen door and they immediately say, okay, I know what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go to the home store and I'm going to purchase a new screen door and I'm going to put it in. And there's other people that say, I know what I'm going to do here. I'm going to call a handyman and tell them that I need a new screen door. But then there's most people. And most people look at that hole in the screen door and they silently try not to panic. Okay. Deep breaths, maybe, if they have any experience with deep breathing. If not, it might be more of a, okay, I probably have to do something here. I'm I'm not quite sure what to do. What do I do? Um, okay. I'm not going to do anything today. Maybe this problem will go away. Maybe I'll go away. I won't have to do anything. Okay. Fast forward 2 or 3 days, and now there's flies all over the house. Okay, I'm gonna have to do something here. I'm gonna have to do something. What am I gonna do? Now, essentially, they have a decision, but they aren't even sure what all of their options are. They don't know how to work themselves through this decision. And the reason we often don't know how to work ourselves through this decision is because we have no life experience in the matter. And thus, we are afraid we will choose incorrectly and either waste our time, our money, or our energy. We are afraid. We're paralyzed by the fear that we might choose incorrectly. And so we do nothing, which is exactly why I tell this story in Quantum Money Business Blueprint. The point of it is that even the most simple products that seem like not a big deal can make life easy for people by reducing that decision fatigue and paralysis. Okay, so everything that is created in the marketplace that has the potential to help someone move through decisions easier is of deep service because that essentially clears some of the headspace for the person who had to make this decision about their screen door, right? So it's a beautiful way to look at every creation matters. Every creation can assist people in some way, and understanding that there's no hierarchy of some creations are better than others. It's simply, are you bringing forward what you're being called to bring forward in this world? But that's an aside. So the point here is this person needs to decide what to do with the door. There are people that live with holes in their screen doors for years because the idea of making a decision about it and potentially making the wrong decision is so overwhelming that it seems easier to make no decision. But what happens then is the thoughts of the screen door, I have to do something about the screen door, they stick around for years too. And the screen door is not the only decision not being made. we're also not making decisions about 100 other things every single day. And so all of these things start to pile up in our minds. And what happens is we get very out of the moment, out of flow, natural flow that humans are supposed to be experiencing every day. And we get very into our head, all the thoughts, all the to-do lists. Most people, when they recognize, oh, I'm out of bread, oh, I'm out of milk, they just say, I'll just remember it. And I'll remember before I go to the store, and I'll get it there. And then they go to the store and they forget it, and then they have to run out at night. I did that the other day. Here's what you can do instead. Here's what you can do instead. You can start writing things down on a list during the week when it comes to you. That way you don't have to carry it around in your head. That actually opens your channel to receive more infinite guidance, because your mind is literally your channel to the infinite. But when it's cluttered with all of these day-to-day little tiny decisions that aren't being made or aren't being taken out of your head and put on a piece of paper, then there's just no space to receive. Okay. And again, I did that the other day. I forgot to buy bread, and I was then running out to buy bread. So we don't have to be perfect. The idea is, are we moving towards being the better version of ourselves? And are we willing to look at where we are essentially cluttered? Okay, so I recognize now that I need to be a little bit better at getting things out of my head when I first recognize them, instead of trying to carry everything around there and feeling overwhelmed a lot of the time. But anyway, these decisions completely overwhelm us. They completely overwhelm us. And so the answer is, you make a decision, you make it, and you move forward. And if it's the wrong decision, then you make a new decision. I want everyone watching this video to start making your decision in one day. There is almost nothing that you should be taking longer than a day to decide. You should not be going to bed with a bunch of unmade decisions. Now, I know you don't have the experience to make these decisions in a lot of the cases, and you have no idea which way is correct. But do you know what super successful people know, and what I have learned over 3 years in my business? It's that you're never going to find out what's correct until you make the decision and take a leap and do one thing or the other. Through that process, you'll figure out if you were right or if you're wrong. And next time you hear about a similar situation, hopefully it's not your screen door again in the future, but you will already have that life experience now, and you'll be able to make a quicker and easier decision. This is how we step more into flow, as we take some risks. We go out on a limb, and we don't need to be perfect. And we understand that life is a learning. It's a game of learning. It's a learning opportunity. And it's okay to make these little mistakes. So I want you to tell it to yourself. It's okay if I don't get this exactly right, but it's better to clear my head and have a decision made and move forward than stay here in this place of paralysis. Oh, I'm not going to be able to think of the name of it, but it's a Dr. Seuss book. The Places You Will Go. And one of the pages is, it's the waiting place. And it shows almost all the people in this world are sitting in the waiting place, waiting for something to happen to them. And it's a beautiful parallel for our world. That's what most people are doing. They're sitting, waiting for someone to come along and tell them what decisions to make so that they can move forward. No one's coming to tell you what decision to make. It must be you. You must become the leader of your life. You are here as God. You are the creator of your life. But if you are not leading your life forward, then you are sitting in the waiting place, and people stay in the waiting place for years. Most people stay there their whole life. Do not stay in the waiting place. Make a decision. It doesn't have to be the right one. It just has to be moving you forward. And I can tell you, I used to, when I started my business, and I firmly believe that a business is the deepest healing journey you can possibly go on. It brings all of your shadows up so quickly, and you either must choose to move through and heal them, or you must go out of business. And it's an amazing, amazing life experience. But I used to take weeks to make one decision in my business because I was so afraid I didn't want to mess it up. and then have to go out of business, right? And now I recognize I'm only going out of business if I choose that I'm going out of business. I'm going to stay here forever being in business because that is my choice as the creator of my life. And so from that place, I'm just going to make a decision. So now I make my decisions in one day, try to make them in a few minutes, but sometimes I have to take the whole day. And then at the end of the day, I decide. And that keeps me moving forward relatively quickly. Okay. It's when we think that there's a right answer and that we might get it wrong. If you don't know immediately what the right answer is, you literally need to learn. And you can only learn by accumulating the life experience of trying, of making that decision. So I hope this was so helpful for you. And I want you to know, like when I started on my journey of my business 3 years ago, I had no idea how to make decisions. It's something that I learned through practice, and now I'm very quick at it. And you can do this too. So I want to encourage you just to choose. It will move you faster, further than anything else you can do. It really, really, really will. I send you so, so, so much love. And if you have not already hit the subscribe bell or the subscribe and the notification bell below, please do so that you do not miss out on my daily videos.